And I don't know, what would you like to say to wrap all of this up?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much. I had no idea. I mean, really, thank you. I met Sarah May at my first marathon in Newport, Rhode Island. She came into the locker room and looked at me and said, "Who are you?" I used to compete against Ellie a long time ago, and I loved seeing her at the races because she brought the international. I ran into the international race in Newport. Thank you. And Nita, she's a hoot. Gosh! I'm glad you all know that now. I've had her over my house, and I'll tell you, she's such a blessing. She is awesome. And I met Kathy here on the back of a motorcycle in the 1978 marathon. She says, "Hello, good luck." Well, what do you feel like now? And of course, Julia. I met Julia over at Amby's house about, I don't know, 3 years ago when she first came to New London, Connecticut. And I had no idea that she ran Manchester and was the first woman to run a road race. And then Jackie. I remember seeing Jackie's name on long distance running or in an article, and she ran like 2:37, 2:38. And I had just started running, and I did my first marathon. I qualified, 2:53:40 was my first marathon. And it was the best cigarette I ever had. Okay, you know where I'm coming from? I didn't start running before all these ladies, and thank you, Cheryl. I remember seeing her name, and I saw she does photo shooting. She does for races. And I saw her at Waterford, Connecticut at the all cross-country race, and it was just great. I started running to lose weight and to be happy. I was on my own since I was a teenager. I was very responsible. I had a full-time job, paid my bills, and I was miserable. And I was way overweight because I went out Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. And then it was Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. And then it was Wednesday. It was just like a vicious cycle. I wanted to lose weight. I got that neoprene belt that guys wear. I put that on. Sweatpants. I went to the cemetery because I knew nobody would see me there in Quincy. I ran the first time. I was running around. Cop car stopped me. I felt really bad because I thought, what did I do? Turns out I stopped running. I did 7 miles. The loop around the cemetery is a mile. That's what I ran. I couldn't walk or anything for 2 weeks. But the feeling that I have not been able to duplicate it. It was awesome. I felt great. I went back to the wives and I went into the locker room and my face was white, red, and black. But I felt wonderful. I sat down in my stall and I just went, oh. Nobody gave me this feeling, and nobody could take it away. And that's why I continued running. I had to wait 2 weeks before I could do it again. And it happened again. I couldn't roll out of bed. I was really sore. And I really missed having that cigarette. That was the best tasting thing I ever had. After a run, well, you have to understand, I wasn't doing the lifestyle change. I really wasn't in for that. I just wanted to be skinny. And I read in Dr. Cooper's book that it takes 3,500 calories to make a pound. So I had to burn all of that, and I tried to do it in a day. It doesn't work. In any case, through many of these women have all spoken about the men. I fell in with a group of guys who just finished doing the Boston Marathon. I started running March 28th, 1976. That Boston Marathon that year, 76, very hot, the group that I fell in with ran that year, and I loved the stories. They were telling me their stories. Of course, I couldn't keep up with them. Over time, I mouthed out loud, I'm going to do that. What? I'm going to run Boston. Well, you know, you have to qualify. Here I am. I didn't even know what Boston Marathon was. I didn't know the distance. All I knew is that I wanted to be a part of it because they had a great time, and I was into having a great time. I went to Newport, Rhode Island. I qualified. One of the guys said to me, You have it easy. You have to do it 3:25. We got to do under 2:50. I mean, we have to do under 3 hours. Don't you worry about it. I was married at the time, not to Danny, but to somebody else. And we're at the starting line, and he said to me, "Do you want me to run with you?" No. Go ahead. You go over there. Go. We'll be fine. Are you sure? You want to do the first loop? Go ahead. Go. All I knew when I was going to run the race is that the worse I felt, the harder I was going to run. That's all I knew, and that's exactly what happened. I ended up qualifying for Boston under 3 hours, on 2:53:40, 40 seconds behind my husband at the time. 2 months later, we were divorced. The things we do for our sport. I had no idea that I wanted to be an athlete. I just wanted to do Boston. I came to Boston. I missed 77, I missed 78, had to re-qualify, came to 79, and it was raining, it was pouring, I was freezing cold, I sat on a stinky bus with a leather seat with holes, smelling of, what do guys put on? I don't know, but I was the only woman on the bus.
Patty,
Okay, thank you so much. I want to thank all these ladies.
You can tell from her energy. One thing we haven't said about Patty yet. First American woman to break 2:30. There are so many. I can't thank you ladies enough for spending this time. I can't thank you enough for coming. Please remember there are people following us into this room in 15 minutes, so we all have to start to move as best we can.